Hello students, welcome to grade 10 real numbers part 4. Today we will learn about Euclid's division lemma and its applications. Euclid's division lemma states that for any two positive integers a and b, when a is greater than b, then there exist unique integers q and r such that a is equal to bq plus r, where q is not equal to 0 and 0 is less than equal to r is less than b. In easy words, I can say that if there are two positive integers a and b, when out of that one will be definitely greater, right? And then if I divide the greater number by the smaller number, then I will have a quotient and a remainder such that I can write that the bigger number is equal to the smaller number into quotient plus remainder, and this q quotient cannot be 0, and this remainder lies between 0 and the divisor. So the statement says, I repeat again, for any two positive integers a and b, a greater than b, there exist unique integers q and r such that a is equal to bq plus r, q is not equal to 0 and r lies between 0 and b. R can be equal to 0, the remainder can be equal to 0 and it can be greater than b, but it cannot be equal to the divisor. It has to be less than the divisor. Now let's see how we are going to make use of Euclid's division lemma. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3 where m is some positive integer. Now let a be any positive integer, and since it is given in the form 4q plus 1, that means 4 has to be the divisor. So on dividing any number, positive integer a, with 4, I can always write a is equal to 4q plus r, where this remainder will be lying between 0 and 4, 0 and the divisor, where q is greater than 0 and r is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. See, if you take any integer and divide it by 4, what will be the possible remainders? The possible remainders will always be 0, 1, 2, or 3. It cannot be 4. If it is 4, then we can divide it once again, right? Now a may be of the form 4q, 4q plus 1, 4q plus 2 or 4q plus 3, because I'll keep on changing them. Now let us take all the cases one by one and see which is odd and which is even. If I take r is equal to 0, a is equal to 4q, which is even. If r is equal to 1, a will be equal to 4q plus 1, which will be definitely odd. A is equal to 4q plus 2, it will be even. And if r is equal to 3, a will be equal to 4q plus 3, which is odd. So certainly we have noticed that any positive odd integer will be of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3. Question number 2. Show that any positive odd integer is of the form 6q plus 1 or 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. So here in this case, let again a be any positive integer. If we divide it by 6, then if we divide it by 6, then the possible remainders would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Now by Euclid's division lemma, a will be equal to 6q plus r, because you are dividing by 6 and the possible remainders will be lying between 0 and 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it will not be equal to 6. So all the cases will be written like in previous question we have done. Case 1, remainder is 0. So a will be equal to 6q, which is even. Case 2, r is equal to 1. A will be equal to 6q plus 1, which will be odd. Case 3rd, r is equal to 2. A is equal to 6q plus 2, which will be even. Case 4, r is equal to 3. A is equal to 6q plus 3. This is odd because 6q is even plus 3 when you will add odd number to it, it will be odd. Case 5, r is equal to 4. A will be equal to 6q plus 4, which is definitely even. Last case, r is equal to 5. A will be equal to 6q plus 5, which is odd. Hence, from above, we notice that any positive odd integer will be of the form 6q plus 1, 6q plus 3 or 6q plus 5. Let's take one more question. Prove that n square minus n is divisible by 2 for every positive integer n. Now we know that every positive integer will be of the form 2q or 2q plus 1. Why? Because if you divide any integer by 2, then the possible remainders will be 0 or 1 only. And so by Euclid's division lemma, I will be able to express every number in the form of 2q or 2q plus 1. That means multiple of 2 or multiple of 2 plus 1. So that I can also say that either it will be even or it will be odd. Now case 1, if it is of the form 2q and if n is equal to 2q, then n square minus n will be equal to 2q square minus 2q, which is equal to 4q square minus 2q. This is equal to 2q can be taken common and I have 2q minus 1, which is equal to 2 times r. Whereas what is r? R is equal to q times 2q minus 1. That means it is divisible by 2. Case second. In case second, we have if n is equal to 2q plus 1, then n square minus n will be equal to 2q plus 1 whole square minus 2q plus 1. Open it, 4q square plus 4q plus 1 minus 2q minus 1. Now this 4q and this 2q, they will cancel and I am left with 2q. So my 1 and minus 1 also get cancelled and we are having 4q square plus 2q, which is equal to 2q, and inside the bracket you can write 2q plus 1, which is again a multiple of 2. So it's divisible by 2. Hence we can say that n square minus n is divisible by 2 for every positive integer n. Lastly, we show 1 and only 1 out of n, n plus 1 and n plus 2 is divisible by 3, where n is any positive integer. If n is any positive integer, then on dividing by 3, because we have to take it divisible by 3. So on dividing it by 3, using Euclid's division lemma, we will have n is equal to 3q plus r, where 0 is less than equal to r is less than 3. That is, the possible remainders are 0, 1 and 2. Case 1, when r is equal to 0, then n will be equal to 3q. N plus 1 will be equal to 3q plus 1 and n plus 2 will be equal to 3q plus 2. Here only, if I notice, only n is the multiple of 3 or n is divisible by 3. Case second, when r is equal to 1. If r is equal to 1, then n will be equal to 3q plus 1. N plus 1 will be 3q plus 1 plus 1, which is 3q plus 2. N plus 2 will be equal to 3q plus 1 plus 2, which is 3q plus 3. And this can be written as 3 times q plus 1. So that means this is a multiple of 3 or it is divisible by 3. Case third, similarly r is equal to 2. So n is equal to 3q plus 2. N plus 1 is equal to 3q plus 2 plus 1. which is equal to 3q plus 3. And this can be written as 3 times q plus 1, multiple of 3. N plus 2 will be equal to 3q plus 2 plus 2, which is equal to 3q plus 4. So in this also we notice that n plus 1 is divisible by 3. In case 2, n plus 2 was divisible by 3. And in case 1, n was divisible by 3. Looking at all these, we can say that we have proved that 1 and only 1 out of n plus 1 or n plus 2 is divisible by 3. Thank you.